Thank you, Colbert. It's my privilege to present Missoula Lodge number 13's first annual Public Honors Award for outstanding service to the Lodge and to the community. As our world continues its transition from the age of machines into the information age, the pace of life is moving forward ever faster. The printing press is giving way to the internet, telephones to cell phones, and television to YouTube. Our senses are bombarded with so much information and so many choices that one may feel overwhelmed and unsure about the future. Many people face such seemingly impossible odds when trying to accomplish good works that they no longer believe it's worth the effort. And yet there are those, regardless of the times, regardless of the many changes in their personal and professional lives, are able to maintain an even pace as they walk forward through life. I'm speaking about men who continually strive to behave with honor, integrity, loyalty, and wisdom, regardless of what is happening around them. I'm speaking about men who realize their actions and choices always have an effect in the world around them. I'm speaking about men who not only step up but stand out as positive role models, as fathers, community leaders, and leaders in our lodges. These men are people others know can be depended upon over generations of time. These men are the giants who walk amongst us, our silent heroes. As I look around this gathering, I have to smile as I see many of the giants I'm privileged to walk amongst. While I'm not familiar with all of you, I'm quite familiar with the first recipient of the Public Honors Award. The person we honor today chooses to embrace the model of the Good Samaritan. He's an excellent example of a willing servant who often goes beyond the limits set by ordinary men. His desire to be of benefit to his neighbors elicits a positive change in the lives of those around him. He is a giant among men and a hero to many. From the time he settled in the Missoula Valley in the 1960s, fresh from the Navy, and with a young family, he was helping his neighbors. The stranger who lived up the valley needed help to build a shop, and this generous man spent his summer building it with his new neighbor, not with thoughts of compensation, but because of the kind of caring man he is. He is the kind of man who reaches out a helping hand wherever he sees the need, and touches the world with his compassion. Another time, a neighbor found themselves without access to and from their house in the snow. He got his snowplow and set to work clearing a road for them to get home. These kind of examples are varied and numerous, as when talking with his eldest son, who shared this remembrance as a child, he'd ask his father this question after seeing him offer to help a stranger. "Did you know that man?" he asked. "No," his father answered, "he just needed some help." A more recent example came when he was returning home from a long weekend working at the family ranch in Dillon, and was driving home at 4 in the morning. It was a cold and snowy night, and he spotted a man walking along the road without a coat and about a mile past the abandoned car he'd observed on the side of the road. Without regard for his own safety, he invited this man to share the warmth of his vehicle and ride with him to Missoula. He remained with this man until he was sure he'd be able to return to his vehicle and go safely on his way. His presence has been felt in the Frenchtown Valley since 1972, when his was one of the first families to build a home up 6 Mile. While raising a family with his wife Nora, he quickly became involved in the community, serving on the school board, fire board, and Missoula County Transportation Committee. Industry was a virtue he was well acquainted with before becoming a master mason in Missoula Lodge number 13. To be a true hero, you must be more than just a stalwart citizen of your community. You must affect other people's lives in a meaningful and positive way. He does this in the gentle, direct manner of a country gentleman. His humor and praise for others comes from a natural caring that is palpable when you are near this humble giant. He has also affected lives in his local community in many other ways, such as driving the first Frenchtown school bus up from Los Angeles, where it was purchased, donating a bronze sculpture to the Frenchtown School District to honor the Bronx, always buying an extra bike or two to add to the Bikes for Books program. He's held the position of lodge instructor for so long that no one can tell me when he actually began. He hosts the annual Scottish Rite Tournament and has done so for the past 11 years, raising over $35,000 for the free Right Care Speech and Language Clinic located on the U of M campus. This is a very busy man, and yet he still makes the time to help others on a direct and personal level. Today you can see him while you're at King Ranch Golf Course or at one of the many charities he supports with his time and money. Please join me in congratulating our first annual Honors Award recipient, Harlan Ockler.
Thank you.